in the World of Warcraft 4 game, there are three different types of die. There's blue die, which is used to show ranged combat. There's a red die, which is used to symbolize melee combat. And then there's a green die, which is used for defense. Now you have a nifty little monster reference sheet, which shows you all the monsters in the game and what attributes they have. In our example, we're going to use the Worgen. We're going to be fighting a green Worgen. Now, there's three different numbers in this chart. The first number is the threat. This is the number you have to hit on your die in order to hit the monster. The attack is how much damage he does to you if he is not dead, and the health is how much health he has. This is how much damage you have to do to him in order to kill him. So, our first example is going to be using a mage. And our mage is going to have 6 health points. Okay, he's going to have 6 health. He also has, on his inventory sheet, he has 6 blue die, 2 green die, and 1 red die. Okay? Now, what you do is you roll all the die on your that shows on your inventory and pay the energy that you need to in order to gain access to your spells. Then you roll the die. And you look and you see how many numbers hit the threat. So in our example, the Worgen has a threat of 5. So we're looking for numbers of 5. So I only hit with 2 numbers. Wow, what a horrible draw. So I have these 2 numbers already hit. But I have a reroll of 2. So I can choose to reroll 2 die. And I'll choose to reroll the green and the red. So these die are no longer used. And I'll reroll these guys, and I have 1 red hit. Let's just assume this green hit just for explanation purposes. Alright, so for each blue die that hits, you put 1 hit token in the damage box. So in our example, we would have you get 2 hit points. For each red die that hit, you put 1 hit token in the defense box. And then for each green die that hit, you put a defense token in the defense box. Okay, now you check and see if you've killed the monster by ranged. So you look at his health, and his health was 8, and we only have 2 damage, so we didn't kill him. Then he attacks you, and he attacks us for 7. Alright, so we look at our defense. So we have 2 defense right now. For each piece of cardboard into the defense box counts for 1 defense point. So we subtract those 2 numbers, 7 minus 2, so 5. So we take a total of 5 damage. So we are at 1 health with our mage. Our mage isn't doing very well right now. After he attacks you, you then move all of the cardboard from the defense box into the damage box, and then if you have any attrition, that's when those guys go into the damage box as well. At this point, you see if you can then kill him. We only have 3. His health is 8. So, we don't kill him. But, the Worgen special ability says, remove 2 hit tokens from the damage box for each Worgen remaining in combat at the end of the turn. So, we remove 2 of these guys. So it looks like we're not going to kill this guy. But, since none of us are dead yet, we re-roll everything and we start the round all over again. So we take all the die that we had before, activate all of our abilities, re-roll the die, and you look for all the ones that are 5 or higher, which is the threat on the Worgen. So we have these 3, which are, well, that's really lame. Alright, so then we have, again, we have a reroll of 2, so let's go ahead and roll these 2 blue die again. So let's roll these 2 blue die, and I hit with 1 of them, I got a 6. So again, you look and you see, you have 2 blue, so 2 damage goes in the damage box. You then have 1 defense, and you have 1 red. So you do the damage as such. Then 3 is less than 8, so we don't kill him. He attacks us for 7, and we die. Okay, well, by ourselves, we weren't very good. But if we bring in a second character and attack this Worgen with 2 people, it makes life much, much easier. So let's say we have the mage and a paladin coming in to attack our guy. So first off, the way that team combat works is that each person rolls their die, and then you attack the monster at once. So our mage is going to be the exact same person. So let's reroll all of the mage's die one more time. So we hit with two people. 2 die. Oh no, 3 die. let's reroll these two defense. No, let's reroll the 2 damage so we can get some more damage. Reroll 2 damage, and we don't hit with either of them. So we only put 2 damage tokens of the damage and 1 damage in the defense. Okay, so but our paladin is a big, armor heavy paladin. So he has all 7 green die. It is to note that you can never have more than 7 die of one color. You can only have a maximum of 7. He has all 7 die and 4 red die. So he has a lot of die so far, and a lot of defense possibly. So reroll all of these. Let's see how this goes. Alright, so on here we have this hit, this hit, this hit, this hit, and also our paladin has an attrition of 1. So since we have an attrition, we put 1 of the damage in the damage box. 1 damage in the attrition box. So these all hit. He has no rerolls, so we can't use any rerolls. So we have 4 defense in the defense box, and we have 2 damage in the defense box as well. We don't kill him because the damage isn't over 8 yet. Then we look at the defense box. His attack is 7. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so nothing gets hit, no damage is done. And then all the hit tokens move into the damage box. And you look and see how much you have now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, which is not greater than 8. So we'd have to go and do this process all over again, keeping the damage in the damage box. And that is how combat works in World of Warcraft. You keep going until one person is dead. Either you are dead, or the monster is dead. And that's how combat works. Alright, so what do I think about the WoW board game? The PvP really isn't there. I mean, you can PvP, and that's totally something that you can do. I wouldn't recommend it because there's not much use out of it. There isn't much, good on either side coming out of it. Yeah. You basically have to play in groups, which is fine for me. After the first couple of levels you need to go with your faction and do quests as a group in order to kill them in a time management factor. The downfall of the game is it is a long game. It is a very long game. I think the quickest game that I've had has been close to 2.5 or 3 hours. First learning the game is going to be just a huge gaming night, just to understand all the components of the game and when something happens and when this happens and that kind of thing. But other than that, it's a great game. I still pull it out from time to time. When I have a Saturday to burn for gaming, I'll pull it out with a couple of my friends, and it's still a lot of fun even after 10, 12 plays. So with that said, if you want to go ahead and purchase the World of Warcraft board game, head on to bestdanggames.com for the best online games and services. And hope you enjoy the game. Until next time, talk to you then.